Okay, Abdullah, I'm going to go through your paper now. Okay, first thing I want to say is every time you write your answer, okay, number one, why is your answer so similar to Ashura's? Number two, every time you quote evidence and when you try to explain, it's very lazy. Later you will see what I mean. Okay, firstly, let's start with first question. What does source A tell you about management of discrimination? Okay, so this you manage to pick out the keywords which is tell, you use back tell, and you also talk about management of discrimination in terms of what the country is doing. Okay, so you use back tell, which is good. Then next, you also say that it's good. Okay, but then my next big question is you say most Australians. This is the same mistake as common test. Most is how many. Okay, how many are you exactly looking at? Okay, so in common test, I already told you if it's statistics, okay, I need to see the actual numbers being quoted. It's the same as geography. Okay, so if you want to say that most, I need to see most is 80%. Then next, okay, so you're going to say this shows that it's okay. So after that, after quoting for example 80%, you need to go and tell me what does this piece of evidence mean to you. So you explain what this evidence mean. Okay, so this question is it makes a good thing is a good thing for society to be made up of different cultures. Okay, so what exactly does this mean? Do people welcome different cultures? Do they want different cultures? How does this tell you about management of discrimination? So you cannot simply just say this shows that it's handled well, full stop. There is no explanation. This is a link. Okay, let's look at the second question. Okay, why was this infographic published? So you say it's to encourage Australians not to be racist, okay, as some people are being discriminated every day. This is your um, message. Okay, so next thing, this part is what I mean by very lazy. Discrimination is high. What am I supposed to know from this? Okay, you actually got this right. Discrimination is high. I need to see the whole phrase. Don't just cut off with dot dot dot. I'm not going to allow you anymore dot dot dot. I see dot dot dot, I will just give you no marks for evidence being quoted at all. Okay, because it's incomplete. If I read this, evidence at source B states that discrimination is high. Which part of the source is this? I have no idea. Okay, then what you're missing is context and outcome. I start with context first. Why is context important? Okay, firstly, context means what is happening at that time. How do we know? We read from the background info. Okay, so it's clearly stated here that there has been acts of discriminations against two main groups of people. Okay, so this source B was published so that Australians would take action. Okay, it must be an action against discriminations happening in the everyday life. Okay, so take a look at the answer now. See which parts are you missing. Okay, got it. Okay, let's look at the third question, part C, on comparison. Okay, so part C is asking how different are sources C and D. How different meaning there is some part which is similar, right? That's why how different. So in all comparison questions, I need to see one similarity and one difference. You only give me one difference. So out of 8 marks, you can only get half the marks. Okay, so it's good you say different and you give me common criteria and keep this up. But afterwards, you will see a repeated problem. I keep writing how, insufficient explanation. What do I mean? If you quote evidence that this Muslim say that there's this person who scolded her and say that we are all terrorists unfortunately. So all Muslims are terrorists unfortunately. How is this being treated unfairly? You didn't explain this piece of information. Okay, so you should say something like the Australian just wrongly assume that all Muslims must be terrorists. Okay, and it is only Muslim, so they are discriminating against Muslim as they did not assume this of other races. Okay, then this will be treated unfairly. So I need to see the proper explanation of the evidence. Okay, so you are missing on similarity, okay, which is what I wrote. So you can only get half the marks. Okay, let's look at the next question. In what ways is E reliable about discrimination? Okay, this about discrimination is very open. It's like I ask you, what is reliable about Abdullah? Then you must tell me specifically what about Abdullah, right? You cannot just say reliable about this Abdullah, full stop. What is it? So you either tell me present, not present, or you use back the keyword from the issue question, is it effective? Okay, so looking at your answer, first thing, is there or is there not? Okay, next, you tell me that it's not everywhere but it's there. Okay, then afterwards, you didn't explain, that's why still racism. So if you read these, just three lines, if you're a teacher, will you give marks or not? Firstly, what is this it? I know you got from the source, but if you got from the source, you must think whether if you just quote in your answer, is it complete? Okay, actually the main part is this. It's not everywhere, but it's there. This it is referring to racism. So what exactly happens is that people target people who look different from them. This will show the discrimination. Okay, so you need to explain how this actually lead on to be a form of discrimination. Okay, again, is why you did not explain your evidence. There is no link. You just part by part evidence from this shows that, and this is just copying what the question wants. There is no explanation. Okay. Again, you try to cross-refer, you give evidence, okay, become everyday targets. Then you did not explain why Muslims are being suspicious of crime and become everyday targets. What do this mean? You just say this shows that police are racist. What makes it racist? Write out for me. Okay, is that Muslims are just being judged based on their skin color to be dangerous instead of the actions they have done. That is the explanation I need to see. Okay, this explanation, where does it come from? It's from your own understanding. What you understand from this evidence, why you pick this line. Write it out for me. Okay, lastly, how useful is F in showing that Australia has not been effective? Okay, so you see not being effective. So you see this ... I read to you, you see if it makes sense. Evidence from source F, more likely to be imprisoned than non-Aboriginal person. Who? You see your evidence is incomplete. Okay, then you see this evidence from source D, Australians and immigrants should change their behavior. What? It's like half a sentence. Where is the other half? So don't use ... Okay, even in your history, don't use ... if you don't know how to use ... So again, incomplete explanation, more likely to be imprisoned. How does this show that it's unfair? Who is them? That's why I say your answer is very lazy, because you did not write in full. Okay, and lastly, missing essay question. How am I supposed to give you feedback?